Hi everyone, my name's Amber.
I'm Sharice.
I'm back with another reaction video. Today we're doing TRIPTYKON, Vex Irae. Or Irae.
Yep, and this was a Patreon request from Kai, so thank you very much, Kai.
Yes, thank you, Kai. Translates according to Google, translate to King of Wrath. So,
Yep,
let's get into this and see how this goes.
yeah, let's see.
Arches of fear, all on love, inbreeding of death, remembrance is mine. I have walked a feature sad, breathing while find and I have touched a barren wall.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is, pretty good. Both of the vocalists are interesting. Like they're good. I was just gonna say like a little bit hard to understand, a little low with the mixing areas.
I think it's mostly because, like, they're not on the same rhythm when they're singing. like she's like properly singing and he's more speaking, and like just they don't like. So she holds him out for a little bit longer, while then he just kind of says it and ends. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him, except for that one section where he got a little bit, like, sounded like he got a little growly singy. That sounded good, but like, then he went right back to the speaking, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah, he is more singing. Yeah, he had some areas where you're right, like he added a bit more like grit to the vocals, which was on borderline growly kind of. Which wasn't like it worked, but it was like I don't know, when he's just like speaking he's harder to hear than she is. Like she's easier to hear.
mm-hmm.
It has like because she's actually singing. So so she sounds good. She's got a really nice, pretty voice. I do like that he had the grit in there, but I would have preferred him doing more actual singing than just that singing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my preference. I don't know if it's his tone of voice. I'm not like as into. I'm just not as into his voice. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it might be better if he was actually singing. I don't like how they are not on the same bit. Like, most singers, when they're singing, like, they're harmonizing. This one, they're like, whatever the opposite of harmonizing is, I feel like they're clashing purposefully.
Like that's what they want. But then it's also like it would be better, in my opinion, if they were both actually singing, and then he just had more of the grit and maybe a little growly mix while she was clean. That way, the contrast actually like works better than two different vocal styles, like completely. Like he's not even singing at this, like a lot of it, so it's a little bit different. I don't know, like that's completely different. I don't know, I'm not as into that, but the music's really heavy, and
yeah, the music itself I'm enjoying. The bassist at the beginning was like really going hardcore with this headbanging, but the music was just not there. It was a little weird, but not a bad thing, just weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, okay, he's not really in sync with the music, but okay.
Well, let's finish it off and see what the second half has.
Yeah, let's continue.
All right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the music. I really like the music of this. Got like really aggressive sounding too at points.
Mm-hmm. Like I liked the music. I liked her voice. I liked him when he went to more gritty, growly kind of. It was more just like a lot of grit in there. But he sounded like much better than when he was just like speak singing. And then the part that I hate the most about this whole thing is just when they're together. Like for me, it just takes away from it.
Yeah, she likes to hold out the notes more, and since
Mm-hmm.
he's just like, and as you mentioned before, since he's like speaking it, he's not holding out notes. He's just stopping once he's done with the verse. It's like he says his thing and then stops
Mm-hmm.
talking, and I don't know, like, I was gonna say, even with, like, speak singing, you should kinda find words to, like, stress and hold out a little bit just so it's not so different. I mean, I get they want contrast, but, um, at this point, it just feels like it's not even this like, they're not even trying to be similar in some areas. I mean, yeah, you want contrast, but you want some similar sound too. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Maybe that's just my preference, though.
Same. Overall, it wasn't bad. Like the music was great. Her voice was amazing. He was good when he was actually kind of more singing. Yeah. I always wonder. I was kind of thinking, what do these orchestras feel? Like I might have mentioned it before when we did like Epicas or with the Temptations, but like I would love to hear from some of these orchestra members, like what they felt like going in and then afterwards, like how they felt about the music. A lot of them are could be probably pretty snobby about like classical music, since they take this time to be in an orchestra, a professional one like this. So to be like, can they see the beauty in it, or is it just noise to them?
Like, on the individual musician, I'll say, because
Yeah.
some musicians obviously listen to a lot more, musical genres than others. So it's like you might have some, metal fans or orchestra members already, and then
Mm-hmm.
of course there's the ones, there's of course going to be the ones that were strictly brought up on learning classical, and that was like their thing, like for a long time. And then maybe when they got older, they explored other
I would
stuff.
really be
So
curious to hear from the ones that going in did not like metal. Not that we're neutral, but actively disliked it, and see if their minds were changed after performing with these musicians. If they could see, that it is good music. Like, if not like it, but like at least appreciate it on like an artistic level.
interesting, to know, like, if they did decide to appreciate. But yeah, this was like, I did like having an orchestra in here. Like, it did definitely give it a more fuller sound, more musical variety sound. Of course, like, I haven't we didn't hear the version without the orchestra, so
Very true. So it's hard to know, but I enjoyed it. Like, if for the most part, like everything but the guy. That said, this was a great song.
yeah, like, I'll say, like, I'll say, like, he wasn't like, I agree. I do like when he was actually singing with the more grit. The speak singing, I feel like, okay, if they wanted that, maybe just like like pick like certain areas where he speaks things and not like majority speak sing, because I feel like if it was like the opposite where he was more singing with the grit and then having certain areas where he did like more speak singing, maybe that'd be a little better if he had have the speak singing in there. Um, but of course, everybody's gonna have a preference. I guess it's just the tone of his voice when he's doing the speak singing. I'm just not as into.
Mm-hmm. What are you gonna give this one? With all that said,
Yeah. Like, I'll give this. I'll give this an 8.6 because I love the female vocalist. She was really good. She had a really pretty voice, and she had areas where she kind of added a little grit and was more belty, and she was really holding out the notes. And the music, I really liked music, really heavy. So yeah, other than like my opinion on him, this was still a solid, enjoyable song. So 8.6.
I'm gonna give it an 8.75. It would be probably a 9 if it wasn't for if he actually sang or he wasn't in it at all. Like that's how much, in my opinion, he ruined the song for me. Like I love the music. She sounded great. The orchestra sounded great. It was just that conflicting vocals just really, really killed it for me. I felt like bumped it down.
Well, yeah, that was significantly for me, him and her together. Like I would have given this like an 8.8 if they would have had different, like if he would have done more actual singing. Because yeah, they did not have harmonies in this at all, really. So that bumped this down a lot. So that's why I give it 8.6 because I had to take a lot off for that.
Yeah, so please check out links in the description for the video and all of our social media.
And we just want to let you know that both our Patreon and PayPal are now open, so please just send us your requests, and the links will be down in the description.
Until next time, bye!
Bye!